Greenville Junction here, looking like a postcard once again, noon hour.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Slowly changing in the conditions today though, Keith.
Yeah, and I noticed like just driving around the state, it looks more uniformly like winter for once because we haven't had a rainstorm in a little while, so that's a good thing.
Actually here.
Yeah, it's actually hanging around, and our next system will be largely snow. We'll talk about that in a second. You can see clouds coming in from southwest to northeast, so still a good deal of sun across the northern half of the state, but pretty thick down across southern Maine and New Hampshire as far as cloud cover goes. And here's an area of precipitation that's mixed, but the front end is snow, and that's what we'll be dealing with. Again, typically with snow this close, it would move in pretty quickly, but it's really just sliding slowly instead of moving directly northeast. And so it's going to take until tonight, and in many cases after midnight, to see that snow really move in over southern and western Maine. We're on the edge of this ridge. The ridge is out here, right there, and we're on the edge of it, so moisture is kind of funneling in from the Gulf of Mexico up through the Midwest, really Ohio Valley, and then moving into our neck of the woods. So we'll see a couple of disturbances over the next few days taking the same general path there, coming from the Gulf of Mexico across that ridge on the western edge of it. So again, the rest of today we cloud up. You'll notice this model was a little aggressive with the cloud cover because not nearly this cloudy over northern Maine already. And it takes until after midnight for most of us to see any substantial snow move in. There could be some flakes over York County late afternoon, early evening, but most of us wait until later. And look how kind of disheveled this precipitation shield is. It's fighting dry air. It never really gets a great look to it, and that's why we're looking at most areas seeing about an inch of snow over southern and western Maine. As you go farther north, there's really nothing going on here, and so tomorrow morning there could be some slick conditions over the southern third of the state. That's about it. And then we clear out by tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. So snowfall map stays the same. I'll tell you, I don't think we're going to see a lot of threes out there. I think most of us will end up around an inch. Best chance of seeing over an inch will be back through New Hampshire, especially southern New Hampshire. And then when you get to Waterville, points northeast of there, this is a non-event. If you see anything at all, that would surprise me. I don't think we're going to see much going on. So that's tonight into tomorrow morning. We get a break. And then tomorrow evening, our next little area of moisture moves in. The temperature profile is different this time around, so it's not just light snow, it's some freezing drizzle and it's some rain. I think along the coast, likely just rain. Temperatures are a bit too warm there. And freezing rain along the coast, although not impossible, is a little bit hard to do, and this is not the right setup for it. Farther inland, we'll see some freezing drizzle. Again, freezing drizzle at 33, it's not really going to happen. I think you're looking at these areas in the foothills into some of the colder valleys, maybe Freiburg into Berlin, that we could see some of that freezing drizzle through tomorrow night, early Thursday morning. And then we change over to just periods of rain through the first half of Thursday. And then we've got another system to watch for the weekend. Busy, busy. That one finally solidifying itself a bit, and it looks like it will be a Sunday storm. So we know the day, that's a good start. It's a bit to our south. The air mass is marginal it moves into, so it may be a situation where southern coastal Maine is largely rain, but the rest of the state is snow. And you can see because of the look of this is a bit more of a classic storm, kind of a little nor'easter. So it would give us accumulating snow on Sunday. We'll try to get a map out as soon as we can on that. Probably tomorrow, just there's a lot of stuff in here, right? So tomorrow morning over southern western Maine, a little slippery. Same deal Thursday morning across the interior in the foothills. And then rainy with some snow across northern Maine on Friday. We don't really see the sun again until Saturday, which looks nice, where it's about 40 degrees with a mixture of sun and clouds. And then we'll watch that storm on Sunday. I'd say it looks likely at this time, Brian, that we will have a storm on Sunday. It's just a magnitude precip type situation, but at least they've settled on roughly where this is going to be at. Yeah,
that's why we always say we get closer. We get all the information.
If this was all sun, I'd get a little cuter back here, but that's not really the case.
We have enough to worry about between that. All right, Keith, thanks.